This is my 2024 portfolio leading into the bull run. So this is my portfolio that I worked really hard for throughout 2023. I do think that the bull run is right around the corner. I'm gonna kind of break down why I have all these positions. Some of them are gonna surprise you. If I leave out your coin, I apologize, but hey, I didn't mean to. I did get hacked last year, or phishing scheme, whatever you wanna say. That's not what this video is about. My number one holding at 54.4% is none other than Bitcoin. This is his massive blue line. I wish I would have done it in orange, but I didn't think about it at the time. Bitcoin, man, probably no surprise there. Why is half of my cryptocurrency in Bitcoin? Well, I think it's the safest bet, right? I still think, yes, we're gonna see some nice gains with Bitcoin, but it's not gonna be anything crazy. You might get a 3x, maybe if we're super lucky, if the Bitcoin ETFs pop off, we get a 5x. I don't know if that's really realistic. I'm really shooting for that 3, possibly 4x, but yeah, that one's safer play. At the same time, I know that most of my money, if all these other cryptocurrencies fail, which actually is very possible that more than half of them could fail. Honestly, all of them could fail except for Bitcoin. I feel a lot safer having a lot of Bitcoin. That's why it's our number one position. For number two here, I gotta be honest with you, I am surprised with our number two position. I never planned on this being my number two position, but it is, and it's none other than Kaspa. Why is it Kaspa? And you're gonna notice on this video, it's gonna get harder and harder to see these, so I do apologize. Just listen to my voice. Kaspa has become a massive position accidentally for me. When I was GPU mining this thing, I collected around, I think 21,000, and that was just off of one rig. 21,000 Kaspa off a single GPU rig. And who would have known what it's become now? At one point, Kaspa became the number 25th largest cryptocurrency in the world. It's still a top 50 right now. I'm continuing to mine on this. I have a KS3, I have 2 KS2s, I have a bunch of mining rigs, and I do think that we're gonna easily hit 100,000 Kaspa very soon, probably in the next 2 months. And then I wouldn't be surprised if one day I had 300, 400, 500,000 Kaspa. So I'm really bullish on Kaspa, but that one was kind of accidental. Our number 3 spot here, Clore AI. Never in a million years did I think this would become my number 3 position. Clore AI. Now, why is this my number 3 position? Honestly, because it went up so much. I've only had one rig on it, a 6600 XT rig. I've been mining from almost the beginning, and now I'm up thousands and thousands percent. And slowly over time, it's become 5.3% of my portfolio. I remember when this was like 0.1%, or maybe even smaller of my portfolio, and the price has just appreciated. Even though the price of Clore has gone down for most people, I just got in so freaking early that Clore AI has just been booming for us. At 4.7% is Solana. Now, this was a much smaller position for me until recently. I mean, Solana's really been booming. I wish I owned more Solana. I think most people do. Even with it only being around $100, yeah, it's become a big piece of my portfolio. I do remember when this sucker was like 2%, 1%. Who would have thought? I know, right? If you look at the last bull run though, there's a lot of potential with Solana. Is Solana going to overtake Ethereum? Honestly, it's really hard to say, but I am more bullish on Solana than Ethereum. Though having some Ethereum exposure is really important. I do think so. At 3.7% is none other than Dogecoin. I cannot believe it. And it's not because I bought a bunch of Dogecoin or because I really believe in Dogecoin. What happened was, is that I was using easy mining. I was renting hash rate, and I hit multiple blocks in 2023, and I made a lot of Dogecoin. I have to say that thousands and thousands of Dogecoin simply from renting hash rate, and I just hit a bunch of blocks, and I said, you know what, it's under 10 cents. I think at the time it was like 5, 6 cents. Why not? You know, all those blocks added up, and it's really become a larger part of my portfolio. Accidentally, Dogecoin to the moon though. We need that sucker to go up. Let me know if you need Dogecoin to go up at all. Okay, 3.5% of our portfolio. This is a newer one for me, and I took a huge gamble on this. This is, I don't know how to say it, Cybria, I don't know how you want to say it, but this is a newer one for me, and I really like this one. Why? Because when I got it, it was under $10 million market cap. It's a layer 2. It talks about AI. Now, there isn't that much information on Cybria, though again, it's a startup, right? And it's trying to fix a lot of the problems with Ethereum. So it claims the high gas fees, right? Because Ethereum can't seem to fix it on its own. Maybe it'll become similar to Solana. I'll tell you this though, most of the layer 2s are worth $100 million market cap again up. And this one, I think right now, maybe 11, 12 million at the making of this video. It's really, really small. And I don't see any reason why this won't 10x. If this does 10x, I think it'll probably become our top 3 position, just because Cypria's really got a lot of room to grow and nobody's talking about it. Nobody cares, which I like to get in things when nobody's talking about it and nobody cares. All right, at 3.4%, this is a big surprise for me. This is Ethereum Classic. Oh, I know you were hoping it'd be regular Ethereum, but no, man, we don't like Ethereum on this channel. I do like money, so I'm not against buying it, but hey, I bought a bunch of Ethereum Classic when it was really down, and it's, again, same thing, right? Appreciated in value, just continues to go up. It really kind of mimics what Ethereum does. So if Ethereum gets like 3% gain, for whatever reason, Ethereum Classic seems to get like 6%. Sometimes it's double, sometimes it's triple. And yeah, it's really just kept going. It's proof of work. I really like Ethereum Classic. Not saying it's gonna be better than Ethereum or anything. I don't know. I don't really care. That's not what this video is about. The next one here at 2.9% is going to be Nexa. Now, Nexa's been something I never planned. Same thing, right? You keep hearing this story. I bought 250 million of it for like $1,000 way back, and it's just gone up and up and up. 2.3%. Never. I don't even really think about Nexa that often, to be honest with you. But yeah, like I said, when you go to like CoinGecko, this is free, not sponsored or anything, and you put your actual crypto into it, you're like, wow, I had no idea this was a top 10 position for me. But guess what? It is. So we're bullish on Nexa, man. We hope a lot of good things are going to come for Nexa, and not a lot of people are talking about it still, which is really good. All right, at 2% is Bitcoin Cash. I think it's BTC. I've seen Bitcoin Cash for that. This one for me, same thing with Dogecoin, right? I rented a lot of hash rate using easy mining, and I hit multiple blocks, which were worth like $1,500 to $1,700 each. And at the time I was like, maybe I should change this into Bitcoin. Thank God I didn't, because it actually seems to go up a lot more than Bitcoin, at least from a percentage thing, right? It's kind of the same idea with Ethereum Classic following Ethereum. Bitcoin Cash does really well when Bitcoin does well. And there were a lot of times when it went up 50%, 100%, and Bitcoin was not going up at all. So really liking my Bitcoin Cash position. Not saying I believe in the project or anything. I honestly could care less about the project, but it's a good project to have, and we've diversified a bit. Next up at 2% is Litecoin. It's gonna get harder to read these, folks. I know. Litecoin. Now, do I believe in Litecoin? Not really, right? I do think it'll appreciate naturally, like a lot of these coins. I mean, they're not really doing anything spectacular, but the reason I have 2% is because I like to buy things. And it's one of those coins, it's probably one of the few coins that I actually do transact in, because the whole world uses it. Everybody knows Litecoin. Whether you're bullish or bearish, it probably will be accepted wherever you're looking, just like Bitcoin and Ethereum, but much, much cheaper. So I think that's 2%. It's going to go up and down throughout the year. Not because I believe in it or anything. It's just simply because I transact with it. If I need to buy some new hardware, if I need to buy whatever, I need to send somebody some money for the hosting that I'm getting, right? I'll pay them always in Litecoin, and they're always happy with it because the fees are so tiny. At 1.9% of my portfolio is Radiant. Now I probably have, I don't know, 100,000, 200,000, something around there of Radiant. I like it. It's not the greatest thing in the world, but it's not bad to have. Still a really small market cap. The hash rate is very, very low. Again, you know, I'm a miner. I'm not against proof of stake or anything, but I really try to focus on my proof of work and try to get in on these projects super early, which I think we did for Radiant. I think if you're getting involved in Radiant right now, it's still really early because, again, nobody's talking about it. They claim they created a better version of Bitcoin. You know, I've heard that 1,000 times. It's a fork of Bitcoin. You know the story. Bottom line, 1.9% is Radiant. At 1.6% is Lithium. This is super depressing. I thought I had way more, man. I was really excited to put my portfolio together and find out this was like a top 5 holding for me, but only 1.6%. The hash rate has definitely gone up, right? You're competing against FPGAs. I did mine it like maybe a year ago, but I just didn't get enough, right? Because I believe in it a lot more the last few months compared to a long time ago, but I want to get this up, man. A Lithium for sure. If I'm bullish on any of these smaller, 2, 3, 4% range, it's certainly a Lithium. I'm trying to build that. I do think that they're going to get ASICs, and once they get ASICs, if they get ASICs, not financial advice, but if they get ASICs from like Bitmain or something, I seriously think this sucker's going to 10x without an issue. It's, I believe, top 500 coin, so not too far-fetched, but at the same time, there's still plenty of space and growth for a Lithium. So I really want to grow that one for sure. At 1% is Dynex, and man, I need more Dynex, right? They just launched their marketplace. Speaking of that marketplace, check this ad out real quick.
You know quantum computers, you know blockchain, but do you know both together? Dynex was the first platform to create a neuromorphic supercomputing blockchain-based algorithm which solves real-world problems. And the best part? Anyone can post a job, whether a company from the Global 2000, a machine learning job, or fintech and pharmaceutical. And if you don't want to program it yourself, get an expert directly at the marketplace. Run the job and be impressed by the fast result.
Thanks for watching that, by the way. So Dynex, proof of useful work, man. Who's not bullish on that? But it's very low wattage. It's not ASIC resistant, but it also doesn't favor ASICs or FPGAs as well. So GPUs, you're gonna have a home with Dynex for a long time. I'm really liking Dynex. I want as much Dynex as I possibly can get moving on into 2024, but more importantly for 2025. I think once this picks up, man, it just takes one big company for something like Dynex. And there's so many cryptocurrencies that don't actually do anything that you can think of. They're just another fork of this or that, but definitely Dynex, man, you can't say that. You can't say it doesn't do anything. It's not trying to accomplish something. It certainly is. I'm very bullish for Dynex. Another 1%er for me is Hivemapper. Now, I'm very bullish on Hivemapper. I actually go out hive mapping all the time. Most of my friends that I know on the internet are hive mapping, and it's gone like up 20x, I think it was, or something like that. I'm still holding all these so far, except for, I had the little sell for Dynex. But for the most part, I mean, Hivemapper, I want more and more and more. Just ordered 2 more of those cameras, and with a code, I think it was like 30 bucks off. So it's really good price right now. I think they're going for like 280 bucks, man. I'm very bullish on these. The resellers, though, are ruining these, selling these anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000. So thank God I already have some, and I did get some more that I ordered. Another 1%er for me is Flux. This is quite depressing to say. The proof of useful work marketplace just launched. I do want to check it out. Now, it's only an alpha, so you can't actually make money off it, which is kind of why I've been lagging on it, but it is super interesting. Again, doing a lot more than some of these other coins. It hits the buzzwords of like AI. It's really marketable to large companies. I know they may or may not actually market that as cryptocurrency, but Flux, I had a lot more at one point. The reason why I sold a lot of Flux was simply because, yeah, their halving was coming up, and anytime there's a halving for all these coins, except for probably Bitcoin, the price goes down. I saw that, and guess what? I was right. It went down from, I don't know, $1 something to like 30 cents. And so now, it's much cheaper. I think it's probably in the 60 cents. I've seen it up to 70 cents. I do still have a small holding of Flux. I wish I did have more, but man, there's millions of coins. There's thousands of coins to buy. I can't possibly buy them all, and I'm really glad I sold when I did, but it is probably time to re-enter or to look into re-entering it, maybe mining it. And I really like what Flux is doing, especially for the bull run. So yeah, I think it's a good position. I do want to grow my Flux position a little bit more, but man, it's just been so difficult. Another 1%er for me is Game Pass. Now, why did I actually buy this? It's because Red Panda Mining told me to. I'm not joking. He actually told me I probably should be beneficial. But in all seriousness though, Neoxa, a lot of these other coins, I think Gala is one of them. A lot of these projects are coming out, and I think it's gonna be very popular this next bull run. Earning cryptocurrency for playing video games, which actually I've done. I think it's very enjoyable to do if you're gonna play the game anyways. Take it Grand Theft Auto or Fortnite or whatever it is. If you're gonna waste your time anyways, why not make some cryptocurrency on the side? So I do wanna have more positions into some of these gaming plays. I wish I had more coins. You're gonna hear that all the time, right? From everybody's portfolio review. But Game Pass is worth it for me to gamble on. It's 1% of the portfolio, so it's not a really big loss if it doesn't work out. Another 1%er for me is Dash. Now, I used to own like 300, 400,000 Dash, but at the same time, it had a halving, right? So again, I saw what was gonna happen, and guess what? The price went down just like all the other ones do when they have a halving. Thank God I did. Swap that into some other coins. One of the best decisions I ever did. I wouldn't mind building my Dash bag again, but at the same time, like, it just had a halving, so it's kind of like in the category of Litecoin here. Like Litecoin, Dash, I mean, they're old, they're clunky, they do what they're supposed to. Sure, they function, sure, they work, I made a bunch of money off my D9 simply renting it on NiceHash, but as far as actual Dash, I mean, I don't think anything new is gonna happen with it. It's old, right? It's ancient. It'll go up, sure, just because Bitcoin goes up, but I think there's much better gainers, and that's why it's such a small position. I still have a little lottery bag at 1%, but I don't don't really have that many hopes for Dash. Another 1%er for me, kind of depressing that this is so small, Nur AI. Now the price of this has been going up and down. At sometimes it's gonna be probably 3% of my portfolio. I wouldn't be surprised though if one day, kind of what happened with Chlor here, the same thing happened with Nur AI. I know they just got Gate.io listed and they call that a tier 1. I mean, I guess I was hoping more for like crypto.com or something bigger like that, Kraken, but they're calling Gate.io a tier 1, I guess. Yeah, sure. So a lot of potential with Nur AI. The AI thing, does it actually do AI? Kind of the same thing with Chlor. I don't think it actually does. I think you just rent a bunch of GPUs and hey, you know what? At the end of the day, I like the story of it and I think investors like hearing AI. So again, you know, maybe there's better projects like Render and stuff. I wish I owned Render. I actually sold that a while ago and made a bunch of money. So don't own that, but Nur AI, not a bad position for me to hold. Hopefully that'll get up there close to the 5% range. We'll see what happens throughout the year. Maybe I'll mine more of that. Another 1%er for me is Cadena. We're running out of space, guys. I had to draw it down here. 1%, is that enough Cadena for me? I mean, I think it is. You know, we've seen ups and downs with Cadena. I think in the last bull run, it would have been $22 and it was the greatest thing ever. And then it just took a dump once Goldshell came out with their miners. And I don't know, man, like I'm okay with 1% on Cadena. I don't really need that to be a larger position. It is starting to go back up and hopefully goes to like $2, $3, $5 again. That'd be really cool, but I don't have high hopes for Cadena. But you know what, Cadena? Prove me wrong. Let's do this, man. Let's turn this 1% into a 5%er, but I don't know, man. That 1% is good enough for Cadena. The next 1%er for us is Neoxa. Now this one's super depressing that we're just at 1%. I really wanted more Neoxa. It was tough, man. I played a bunch of Grand Theft Auto and I think I have 110,000 that I earned simply for playing the video game anyways, which ended up being a couple $100, which is pretty nice, I think. Maybe it was upwards of $1,000 by now. I'm not really sure. I tried to get to 1 million to get a masternode. I didn't want to buy the coin just, I don't know. It just would have been cool to get a bunch of it, but it's getting so hard to get Neoxa now. It is Kapow, so you know, you got to have AMD cards to get a decent efficiency on them. But yeah, I think good things are going to come for Neoxa if they continue to work. I know they just launched Fortnite, which is really interesting. I know they're going to launch Counter-Strike. One thing that Neoxa has over any other gaming platform, to my knowledge, is that you can use it on any game for Twitch. So yes, they might offer a game like Fortnite, but you can even do, I don't know, a pool stream. You could even like film something like this and still earn Neoxa on Twitch, as long as you have Neoxa in like the title and you connect your Neoxa portal and give them kind of like a mini shout out inside of your stream. You'll get free Neoxa. You could go build a computer. You could go ride a bicycle and still earn Neoxa. And nobody else is talking about that. I don't think people even realize that's a thing. And then you get paid based on your viewership. So like if some big streamer were to ever find this out that has 500, 1,000, 10,000 viewers, like, dude, do you realize you could earn cryptocurrency for every single one of those viewers for as long as you keep them? We're talking about potentially hundreds of dollars extra a day if you're a big streamer, maybe even thousands of dollars extra for free for literally just saying like hashtag Neoxa or something. Like, I think one day somebody's gonna figure this out. And there's so much money to be made with Neoxa, both as the gamer and also the person streaming it and having fun with it. So yeah, don't sleep on Neoxa. I need more. At number 21 is Meowcoin. Oh baby, Meowcoin. This is a huge lottery play for me. 1% of the portfolio. I solo mined a bunch of it. I think I'm up to like 250 or maybe 300,000 Meowcoins, something like that. I want to get 1 million, but at the same time, you know, I got to be smart, right? I got to be smart with the lottery plays. If there's another way and maybe the hash rate like just goes straight down, then I'll mine a bunch of it more. I definitely do want 1 million though. And to the best of my knowledge, from what I remember, Meowcoin's under $1 million market cap. You can't tell me that in the bull run, this sucker ain't going to at least 10 million market cap. Come on, man, it's for the cats and all that stuff. I'm more of a dog guy, but cats are cool too. I definitely think with more work in 2024 and more importantly, 2025, Meowcoin can certainly hit a $10 million market cap and suddenly we'll 10x our money, right? So there's some cool things, certainly a lottery play. I'm not saying put all your money into Meowcoin, but it's worth a shot. I think everybody should own a little bit of Meowcoin just for fun. It's a good coin, good project, and I like what they're doing. All right, number 22 here is Ravencoin. I used to have a good bit of Ravencoin. Unfortunately, like I said, I fell for a phishing scheme. You know, I got hacked. I had way more positions than this, actually, of all types of great coins that I had mined throughout 2021 and 2022. But you know what? Raven was one of the big ones that I lost out on and lost thousands of dollars. And I've tried to rebuild it as best as I could. But you know, again, you can see all my positions. I don't have time to mine all these. I don't have enough GPUs to mine all of these. And I've been trying, man. So recently, I've been trying to get a little bit more Raven. At the same time, you know, as far as projects, when I compare the Kapow algorithms, is Ravencoin the best option? I really don't think so. I mean, Chlor AI, Nur AI, constantly being worked on, constantly being talked out. Everybody's looking for it. There's other new coins that are hot, right? Raven's never hot or cold. Raven, maybe it's more cold than hot. It's just kind of there, right? It just kind of exists. I certainly think Ravencoin will appreciate. You can yield a lot of these coins at like 2 cents, I think is the value for Ravencoin. Certainly you can get a lot of Ravencoin because nobody cares. So I think, yes, its all-time high was about 26 cents. Can we revisit that next bull run? Yeah, sure, because they'll have another halving in the next bull run. And I think naturally it's gonna go up and up and up, but not because of the actual project. So I'm comfortable with Ravencoin being a 1% position. If it goes up to 2%, cool, but it's not a big deal for me. Raven just kind of sitting there stagnant like always, being Raven. All right, so now we're getting into some of our smaller percentages here. Ergo, I used to earn a lot of Ergo. I think a lot of people did, right? Because right after the Ethereum merge, everybody was mining either Ethereum or Flux. And it seemed like Ergo was gonna be the greatest thing ever. It was incredible, man. Low hash rate. I mean, well, the hash rate went to the moon, but before the Ethereum merge, it was low hash rate, super efficient. It was even more efficient than Ethereum. And Ergo, if you guys remember, right after the Ethereum merge, was like so amazing. The problem was the difficulty didn't adjust and we all started yielding basically nothing. And ever since, Ergo hasn't really done anything. I mean, they have as far as the project side, but I mean more of like the price appreciation. Now I've seen that they're trying to get much quicker. I think it was quicker, faster block times and all that cool stuff. Yeah, that sounds really good. And maybe there's some things going on for Ergo. You know what? I don't own that much of it. I would like to earn some more, but there's just so many good projects out there. I think I'm comfortable at 0.5% of my portfolio with Ergo, but hey, you know what? Prove me wrong on that one, Ergo. Maybe I wish I did. Another 0.5% for me is DIMO. Man, oh man, this has been a sleeper. Not that many people talk about DIMO. It's just a little device that I put in my car and I've made thousands and thousands of dollars. I think I've had at least 10x on both of my devices and they just continue to make money over and over. I have one of them in my car, one in my wife's car. A lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to sell my data. People actually think, it's funny to me, people actually think that their data isn't being sold for free. It's really funny to me. We don't need to get into all the details of it. DIMO is on Coinbase. It has a lot of VC backing behind it. Big time money with DIMO. Ford, Chevy, like these companies, Hyundai, they want this data. They're already getting the data, guys, but you might as well get paid for the data anyways that they're selling. But the point is, big names think about this. I would not be surprised if one day, you know, DIMO continued to spread just like Hivemapper, a lot of these little devices that already in billions of dollars probably backing them at some point. I would not be surprised. I think DIMO has a lot of potential and it's just starting off. Another 0.5%er for me is Pyon. Now, what is Pyon? Why do I have Pyon? I did extremely well selling Carlson. I pretty much bought at the bottom and sold just shy of the very top. Made thousands of dollars, used $1,000, I think, ish of that money and bought some Pyon. It's gone down. There's not many failures on this list in my portfolio, to be honest with you. I don't think I have any L's except for Pyon so far. That being said, I'm still holding. We'll find out. If I lose that $1,000 or whatever it was at the time, it's not a big deal. What I think is actually gonna happen in my plan with Pyon and why I'm still holding it is because Kaspa hasn't done anything. This is a fork of Kaspa. To my knowledge, it is the second one. The first one was Carlson, like I said, made a bunch of money, moved on. Now we're into Pyon, waiting for Kaspa to pump. Kaspa's been really stagnant for probably the last month, maybe even 2 months, just sitting around 10 cents, playing with 11, maybe hit 12 and goes back down to 10 cents, which I think is bullish in the long run. The fact that 10 cents has become the support, super bullish after Kaspa's 2,000% move, but Pyon, I think, will mimic that. If Kaspa ever goes back up to 15, 20, 25 cents, hits 50 cents, all-time highs, all these crazy things, it's kind of the same relationship that I I talked to you guys about with Ethereum Classic. When Ethereum does really well, Ethereum Classic does even better. I think the same interrelationship will happen with Pyon, so that's why I'm holding it. If it doesn't work out, it is what it is. Another 0.5% for me is Raptorium. Now, I had the honor of having Piggy. I don't remember if he's the founder or if he's one of the creators of Raptorium. Love this guy, man. He's been on the show multiple times. Shout out to Raptorium. At 0.5% of my portfolio, this is one that I'm so sad to not have more of. I wish I had more of Raptorium, man, but you know, I'm not a big CPU miner myself. Not against it either. It's just not really my thing. I don't really connect that much to it. Definitely want more, man. I should probably put some on inodes and just build more. I wish I would have probably over the last year. Probably would have built a couple more thousand, but it's a smaller position of mine. You know, I remember 2021, everybody was talking about Raptorium. I remember that's how Rapid Mining blew up. I think he hit like 30,000 subscribers from Raptorium and like CPU mining in general. It's been really good for the community, and you know, I think it'll probably come back to some extent. I hope it gets a new all-time high. Bullish on Raptorium, but it's always got like a little small piece of your heart, kind of like, you know, like a Raven, right? Like you really respect it, it's there, and it's pretty cool. We'll see if they ever launch their video game that Piggy told me about. And finally, we're going to talk about the other category. Now, this is just 0.1% of 1%, so keep this in mind. Our biggest failure on the list is Bells, actually. Now, what is Bells? Why do I hold Bells? I put a little bit of money in it. You know, I threw something small at it. It hasn't worked out yet. In fact, though, fun fact, Dogecoin creator actually admitted that he did create Bells before Dogecoin. Dogecoin is known as the first meme, but in fact, it would seem almost as if Bells was. Now, I did get confirmation that yes, he is the creator, but he doesn't really want to own it. He's kind of embarrassed. It was made about 1 week prior to Dogecoin. That's really the only reason I bought it, and maybe something will come of it. I think they're getting a bunch of ordinals right now. I don't expect much from Bells, man. This is like extremely, extremely risky. I don't recommend buying Bells. It had a big spike up when people were mining it on the script and their L7s when it first launched, and I don't think it's much more profitable anymore. So Bells, you know, maybe you get into it, maybe you don't. I don't recommend it, but just wanted to be honest with you about that one. Next is Shiba, good old Shiba Inu. Why do I own Shiba Inu? Honestly, I was doing a live stream and somebody donated 222 or something like that Shiba Inu, and I think it's worth like $3. I don't know. It's not much at all. It's something super, super small. It was for the memes, and we'll see what happens with Shiba. I don't expect much with that $2. Maybe it'll become $10 one day. That'd be really cool. But it's crazy how you can own like 222,000 and it'd be worth just $2. So yeah, not really expecting too much with Shiba. Besides that, I found a little bit of Carlson still left over. I guess maybe somebody didn't buy that last little piece of Carlson that I had on Trade Ogre, and then there was about it. I think that was about everything on my list. So definitely let me know what you think of my portfolio. We are extremely diversified, I would say. Like I said, man, unfortunately in 2022, I lost all of my crypto. I fell for a phishing scheme, man. So we probably would have had way more money, way more coins, all types of good stuff. But you know, it is what it is. I took this year, 2023, built as best as I could. Going into 2024, how do I really feel? I feel pretty good. I feel pretty good. But at the same time, you know, like I said, not having enough Lithium, not having enough Flux, not having enough Dynex, like it hurts. It hurts. It sucks, man. I got to do better, but I'm trying, man. I'm trying my best. If you made it to this part of the video, go ahead and put in hashtag marker. Then I'll actually take your comments seriously. I love all of you. Please like this video and consider subscribing, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. DJ Mines signing out.